Welcome, dear friend, to a journey back in time. A journey into a world of stone castles, flickering candlelight, and gentle dreams. Close your eyes and let your body sink deeper into your bed. Let go of the day's worries and allow my voice to be your guide. Imagine yourself in a grand medieval castle, nestled in a valley surrounded by rolling green hills. The moon is high in the sky, casting a silver glow upon the stone walls. You are a royal guest, and tonight you will rest in the queen's chambers. The air is still and cool, carrying the faint scent of lavender and dried herbs. As you walk through the silent corridors, the only sound is the soft rustle of your nightgown against the cold stone floor. Tapestries depicting great battles and mythical creatures hang on the walls, their colors muted in the moonlight. You pass by portraits of kings and queens, their gazes serene and timeless. Finally, you arrive at a heavy oak door. It opens with a gentle creak, revealing a spacious and tranquil room. A large four-poster bed stands in the center, draped with heavy velvet curtains in a deep, calming blue. The sheets are made of the finest linen, cool and inviting to the touch. A fire crackles softly in the hearth, its warm light dancing on the ornate carvings of the wooden bed frame. You climb into the bed, and the mattress is surprisingly soft, filled with goose feathers. You pull the heavy blankets up to your chin, feeling an immediate sense of safety and warmth. The world outside the castle walls seems so far away. Here, in this room, there is only peace. Through the tall, arched window, you can see the stars twinkling like scattered diamonds against the dark velvet of the night sky. A gentle breeze whispers through the leaves of the ancient oak tree just outside, its branches swaying like a lullaby. Let's imagine the life of the queen who sleeps in this very room. Her days are filled with duties and responsibilities. She meets with advisors, oversees the household, and tends to the needs of her people. Her life is a tapestry woven with threads of politics, diplomacy, and tradition. But at night, this room is her sanctuary. Here, she is not just a queen. She is a woman who dreams, who hopes, who finds solace in the quiet moments before sleep. She might sit by the window, gazing at the same stars you see now, her thoughts drifting like clouds. Perhaps she reads from a hand-painted book, its pages filled with poetry or tales of faraway lands. The candlelight flickers, illuminating the delicate script and intricate drawings. The stories transport her, just as this story is transporting you now, to a place of wonder and imagination. She might think of her childhood, running through fields of wildflowers, her laughter echoing in the summer air. She remembers the simple joy of a shared meal with her family, the warmth of her mother's embrace, the wisdom in her father's eyes. These memories are her treasures, locked safely in her heart. Sometimes she walks out onto the balcony, a private space overlooking the royal gardens. The air is fragrant with the scent of night-blooming jasmine and roses. The garden is her creation, a place of beauty and life that she has nurtured. She listens to the gentle chirping of crickets and the distant hoot of an owl. In this quiet communion with nature, she finds her center. She feels connected to the earth, to the cycles of the moon and the seasons. Now, bring your awareness back to your own breath. Feel the gentle rise and fall of your chest. With each inhale, you breathe in peace and tranquility. With each exhale, you release any remaining tension. Your body feels heavy, relaxed, and deeply comfortable. Your mind is calm, clear, and ready for rest. The fire in the hearth is now just a bed of glowing embers, radiating a gentle, consistent warmth. The moonlight streams in, creating soft shadows that dance and sway, lulling you deeper and deeper into a state of blissful repose. The castle is asleep. The guards at the gates stand still and silent, their armor glinting in the moonlight. The servants are all in their quarters, dreaming of their own lives and futures. The great hall is empty, the long tables cleared, waiting for the dawn. The entire kingdom is wrapped in a blanket of quiet slumber. You feel a profound sense of connection to this place, to this moment in time. You are part of this peaceful, sleeping world. All is well, all is calm. Imagine the queen, now resting in a bed just like yours in an adjoining chamber. Her breathing is slow and steady. Her face is serene in sleep, free from the burdens of her crown. In her dreams, she is free. She flies over her kingdom, not as a ruler, but as a silent observer, watching over her people with love and care. She dreams of a future where her children grow up in a world of peace and prosperity. She dreams of a bountiful harvest, of joyous celebrations, of a kingdom united in harmony. Her dreams are woven with threads of hope and love. As you drift closer to sleep, let these images of peace and serenity fill your mind. The quiet castle, the twinkling stars, the gentle fire, the sleeping queen. Let them be your companions on your journey into dreamland. Your mind is becoming quiet. Thoughts float by like distant clouds, requiring no attention, no effort. You are simply observing them as they drift away, leaving behind a clear and peaceful sky. Your eyelids feel heavy, so very heavy. It feels good to let them close, to shut out the world and turn inward. You are safe. You are comfortable. You are ready to sleep. The gentle sounds of the night continue their lullaby. The soft whisper of the wind. The distant call of a night bird. The faint crackle of the embers. These sounds are a symphony of sleep composed just for you. Feel yourself floating, drifting on a calm, gentle river. The water is warm and supportive, carrying you effortlessly along. You pass by soft, mossy banks and under weeping willow trees whose branches trail in the water. The moonlight sparkles on the surface, guiding your way. There is no destination, only the peaceful journey. Let go now. Let go completely. Surrender to the sweet embrace of sleep. Allow your body and mind to rest, to heal, to rejuvenate. Know that you are in a safe and peaceful place, and you will wake up in the morning feeling refreshed, renewed, and ready for a new day. Sleep now. Sleep deeply. The castle is watching over you. The stars are singing to you. The night is your friend. Good night, and sweet dreams. Alright, we'll keep drifting, slow again, quiet again. Like turning over in warm blankets while the world outside stays far away, the night deepens over the old stone world. Mist settles in valleys between kingdoms that once argued over borders drawn in ink and sealed in marriage vows. From high towers, bells mark the passing hours, not urgently, just steadily, like a heartbeat that has gone on for centuries and will go on for more. In one such tower room, lit only by a single candle, a queen cannot sleep, not from fear, not from sorrow, just from the weight of thoughts that come only when the court is silent. Her lineage is a woven tapestry of the same names, over and over. Her husband shares her great-grandmother. Her children carry the same royal blood from 4 directions instead of 2. The court astrologer once said it was destiny, stars circling back on themselves. But she, sitting there with her long braid over one shoulder, thinks it feels more like an echo. She walks to the window. The glass is cool beneath her fingertips. Outside, the moon lays silver across the river that winds past the castle. A river that does not care about crowns or bloodlines or treaties. Rivers always move forward. She wonders what it would be like to live like that. Elsewhere, in a sun-warmed court of southern lands, an older princess teaches her niece to embroider. Thread passes through linen, in and out, steady as breath. The design is a tree, ironic, perhaps, considering how their own family tree loops back like a wreath. Pull gently, she says. Too tight and the fabric puckers. The girl nods, serious, trying to make each stitch even. It's advice about sewing. It's also advice about life in a dynasty that held itself too tightly for too long. The older woman has seen what happens when alliances shrink into themselves. Cousins who looked alike, thought alike, feared alike. Strength in unity, yes, but also fragility, like glass made too thin. So she teaches softer things, music, poetry, how to listen to people from outside the court. How to plant herbs in the garden with her own hands instead of ordering servants. How to let the world be wider than palace walls. Small rebellions, quiet ones. The kind history rarely records, but which matter deeply to the soul. Time moves, as it does in dreams, without hurry. Generations blur like pages turning in dim light. There was a duchess who loved astronomy. She would sneak to the observatory tower wrapped in a fur-lined cloak, and peer through polished lenses at stars that burned billions of miles away. Up there, no one asked about her marriage prospects. No one discussed treaties. No one measured the purity of her bloodline. Stars did not care who your cousin was. They only shone. She mapped constellations and gave them secret names, not the grand heroic names men preferred, but gentle ones. The swan's breath, the sleeping fox, the lantern path. Looking at the sky, she felt distance. And distance felt like freedom. In another kingdom, a royal girl who was often ill spent long hours indoors. Physicians murmured. Courtiers spoke in hopeful tones. Prayers were said. But she discovered something in those quiet hours. She learned languages from tutors, Not just the formal Latin of church, but the living tongues of traders and travelers. She read letters from distant lands, stories of deserts, forests, oceans she would never see. Her world, though her body was confined, became enormous. She began corresponding with scholars, healers, beyond her court's tight web of relations. Ideas crossed borders more easily than armies did. And slowly, through ink and parchment, she built a different kind of legacy, one not bound by bloodlines, but by knowledge shared. The story softens further now, because in the end, even the most entangled dynasties could not hold time still. Kingdoms changed, borders shifted. New families rose, less tightly bound, marriages reaching farther across lands. The circles widened slowly, like ripples in water after a stone is dropped. And those women, the ones born into loops of lineage, became part of something larger than the system that shaped them. Their letters remained. Their gardens bloomed. Their hospitals healed. Their music echoed in halls long after their names faded from power. They were more than their ancestry charts. More than political solutions. More than living threads in a tapestry woven by others. They were people who found softness inside stone walls. Now the castles are very quiet. No courtiers whisper. No scribes scratch quills on parchment. Only the low sigh of wind through ancient arrow slits, the distant hoot of an owl crossing dark fields. Imagine walking through those halls now, empty, moonlit, peaceful. The portraits on the walls no longer watching with expectation, just fading gently with time. The weight is gone. No crowns, no negotiations, no repeating circles. Only rest. The candle flame grows small, bends, and goes out. Stone cools. Night deepens. The world outside keeps turning wide and open like a river that always moves forward. And you can drift with it now, slow breath in, slow breath out. Nothing to carry, nothing to decide. Just quiet and sleep. Alright, we're almost weightless now. Like the moment just before a dream fully takes you. Dawn is still far away. Night holds the world in a gentle pause, the way cupped hands hold water, carefully, without spilling. The old centuries we've wandered through grow distant, like lanterns seen across a valley. Their glow soft and small. The castles are barely shapes now. Towers melt into hills, walls become lines of shadow. The grand halls that once carried whispers of alliances and ancestry are open to the sky, their ceilings long gone, replaced by drifting clouds and quiet stars. And where royal women once walked carefully, watched by portraits and expectations, wildflowers grow. No one arranged them, no one measured their lineage. They simply bloom. Imagine walking there slowly in this softened place between history and dream. Your footsteps make no sound. You pass through what used to be a doorway carved with symbols of power, lions, crowns, shields, now worn smooth by time. Your hand brushes the stone, and it's cool, calm, unconcerned with everything it once represented. Inside, the floor is a meadow. Grass moves like green water in the breeze. Fireflies drift where chandeliers once hung. The air smells of earth after rain, not incense or smoke. All the weight that once lived here, decisions, duties, carefully arranged marriages within narrow circles of blood, has dissolved. Only space remains. If you listen very closely, you might hear echoes, not loud ones. Just feelings like impressions left in air. A woman humming to herself while brushing out her long hair at night. The scratch of a quill as someone writes a letter by candlelight. A quiet laugh in a garden. A whispered prayer not for power, but for peace. Those moments outlast the politics. They float, light as dust in sunbeams. The story now moves like breathing. Out in one last memory, a young royal girl, from one of those tightly woven families of long ago, lies awake in a high bed with curtains drawn. Moonlight slips through a narrow gap, painting silver across her blanket. She does not think about crowns, she does not think about alliances or ancestry. She listens to the night insects outside the window. She feels the steady rhythm of her own breath. For a few quiet minutes, she is not history. She is simply a person in the dark, warm and safe, drifting towards sleep, just like you. Time loosens completely. Centuries fold like soft fabric and are set aside. Names, dates, dynasties, they grow distant, unimportant, like details from a dream already fading. All that remains is this feeling. Stillness. Gentleness. Nothing expected of you. The old world, with all its tangled family trees and heavy crowns, has gone quiet. The wind moves through open spaces where walls once stood, and it sounds almost like a sigh of relief. You don't have to carry any of it. Not the past, not tomorrow. Not even this story. Let it drift away now, like mist thinning over a field at night. Your breathing slow, your thoughts soft, your body heavy and warm. The last torch in the last tower has long since gone out. Only darkness remains, not empty, not lonely, just peaceful, wide, and kind, and you can sink into it now, all the way. Into sleep. Long after banners have rotted and thrones have turned to museum pieces, the places remain. Stone keeps memory differently than people do. In the ruins of an old hilltop fortress, grass grows between the cracks where courtiers once hurried with messages about marriages, heirs, alliances. Swallows nest in the high windows where royal women once stood, watching roads that led everywhere except where they chose. The air there is calm now. No one is measuring bloodlines. No one is studying portraits for resemblance. The walls that once held generations of closely woven families now hold only wind. And the wind is kind. If you drift back, not in history books, but in feeling, you might sense them not as queens or duchesses, but simply as women moving through long corridors with quiet footsteps. One pauses beside a sleeping child's cradle, smoothing a blanket with a tired but gentle hand. One laughs unexpectedly in a garden when a bird steals fruit from her palm. One sighs with relief when rain cancels a formal procession. One closes her eyes during music, letting sound wash away, just for a moment, the invisible web of duty around her. Their lives were arranged like chess pieces, yes. Their marriages decided by councils and crowns. Their family trees wound tight, branches crossing again and again. But inside those structures were ordinary human moments. Warm bread at breakfast, sunlight on a stone floor, ink stains on fingers, the comfort of a favorite shawl in winter. History often zooms out too far. It sees dynasties, not days. But sleep stories zoom in. There was a countess whose family had married within the same noble circle for generations. Her features resembled portraits going back 200 years, the same eyes, the same curve of cheek. Visitors sometimes remarked on it gently, like noticing a family resemblance. She didn't mind, because she had discovered something her ancestors hadn't been allowed to explore: music from beyond her borders. Traveling performers passed through court, traders, pilgrims, wandering players, and she would invite them to stay an extra night. She listened to songs in unfamiliar scales, rhythms that didn't follow her court's strict patterns. The music felt like windows opening. Through melody, the world widened. She began sponsoring musicians from far-off regions, bringing sounds into the castle that had never echoed there before. Lutes played beside foreign flutes. Local drums matched rhythms from distant shores. Without changing a single treaty, she made her world bigger. In another land, a royal woman known for her fragile health kept bees. It was considered an odd hobby for someone of her rank, but she loved the quiet hum of the hives in the palace orchard. Bees did not care about lineage. They worked together, each with a role, building something sweet and golden from wandering far beyond the garden walls. Flowers from fields she'd never seen ended up in the honey she tasted. She liked that. She liked that something could travel freely even if she could not. When jars of honey were sent as gifts, they crossed borders more easily than armies, more peacefully than marriages. A small golden offering from one court to another, a different kind of alliance. Time in this story is barely moving now, like floating. The idea of inbred dynasties, of families circling tightly to keep power close, fades into the background, like an old pattern in a carpet worn smooth by years of footsteps. What remains are quieter truths. People did what they thought would protect what they loved. And they did not always understand the cost. And the ones who carried that cost most quietly were often women whose voices rarely filled the halls where decisions were made. Yet even within narrow paths, they planted small freedoms. A library expanded, a garden opened to townsfolk, a hospital wing funded, a scholar supported. A letter sent that crossed mountains, ripples, gentle, steady ripples. Now imagine all those castles at once, under the same night sky: Spain, France, Austria, England, Byzantium, countless others, moonlight on towers, owl calls across fields. Rivers moving, always moving. And inside each place centuries ago, a woman lying awake for a moment longer than she should, listening to the same night sounds, feeling the same mix of duty and quiet longing, and then finally letting her eyes close. Because even queens must sleep, and in sleep there are no family trees. No alliances, no expectations, only drifting. The wind moves through broken arches, grass bends. Stars turn slowly overhead, just as they did when those women once looked up, wondering about lives beyond their walls. You don't have walls here, no stone corridors, no heavy crowns, no repeating circles, just the steady rhythm of breath. In, out, the old castles fade like mist at morning. The torches are out, the halls are empty, the story grows lighter than air. And you can float with it now, away from history, away from names, into soft, open dark where nothing is required of you at all. Just rest, just quiet, just sleep. We can drift a little further. Not into history now, but into the soft space after stories end. There is a kind of quiet that only comes when everything that needed to be said has already been said. The castles are gone now. Not ruined, just dissolved, like shapes in fog when the sun begins to think about rising. The women we followed are not queens here, not daughters of careful dynasties, not pieces on careful boards. They are only warmth, only presence, only the feeling of someone who once breathed, once hoped, once stood at a window and looked at the same moon you know. And that is enough. Picture a wide open field under a sky still deep blue with night. No walls, no towers, no banners marking borders. Just soft grass moving in slow waves. In this place, all the old lines that once circled back, bloodlines, alliances, family names, repeated like patterns in stone, have loosened. They stretch out, unknotted, becoming paths instead of loops. Paths that lead outward, out toward forests, toward rivers, toward places no mapmaker of old courts ever drew. The air feels easy here, nothing tight, nothing held too close, just space. A gentle breeze moves past, and it carries something almost like memory, but lighter. The scent of beeswax candles, the rustle of silk skirts on stone floors, the faint echo of distant music in a great hall. But these are only textures now, not burdens. Like sounds you hear in a dream and accept without question. They pass through, they go. You lie back in the grass, not as anyone from history, not as anyone with a role to play. Just as yourself held by the earth the same way it held castles, kingdoms, and every life that ever walked their halls. Above, the stars are wide and countless. No court astrologer is naming them, no prophecy tied to their movement. They shine because shining is what they do, and breathing is what you do in slow, cool air filling your chest, out, warm and gentle. If any of those old royal women could step into this moment, they would not speak of crowns or ancestry. They would lie beside you in the grass, hair loose, hands empty, and feel the simple relief of not being watched, not being measured, not being arranged into someone else's design. Just existing, just resting. The great lesson time carries, softer than any history book, is this. Everything that feels heavy eventually sets down, everything held tight, eventually loosens. Every echoing hall returns to quiet earth. And quiet is not emptiness, quiet is rest. The sky grows a shade lighter, not morning yet, just the promise that night will not last forever. That change comes gently, like sleep itself. Your thoughts are slower now, edges blur. The story has no more turns, no more names, no more places to go. Only this soft, open space where nothing is required. Let the field fade, let the stars dim. Let even the feeling of listening drift away. You don't have to follow the story anymore. You can follow sleep. All the way down into that warm, deep quiet where everything is simple and still and safe. Welcome. Let's begin our journey into deep, restorative rest. Find a comfortable position, allowing your body to settle into the surface beneath you. Gently close your eyes. Imagine yourself standing at the edge of a vast, quiet field under a sky full of stars. The air is cool and still, carrying the scent of damp earth and distant night-blooming flowers. Each star is a tiny, perfect point of light, sharp and clear against the deep indigo. Take a slow, deep breath in, filling your lungs with this peaceful night air. And as you breathe out, feel the first layer of tension release from your shoulders, from your jaw. Let's begin to walk. The ground is soft beneath your feet, like moss. With each step, you feel more grounded, more connected to the quiet strength of the earth. The day's worries and thoughts are like footprints you're leaving behind you, growing fainter and fainter with every stride. Look up at the stars again. They seem to pulse with a slow, steady rhythm, like a cosmic heartbeat. This is the rhythm of the universe, a rhythm of calm and order. Allow your own breath to sync with this silent, celestial pulse. Breathing in, gathering starlight. Breathing out, releasing everything else. The path you're on is easy, effortless. It guides you deeper into the field, away from the noise and rush of the world. You can feel a sense of distance growing between you and your daily responsibilities. They are still there, waiting for the morning, but for now they are far away, across a silent landscape. Notice the gentle weight of your body. Feel your arms hanging heavy and relaxed at your sides. Feel your legs moving with a slow, easy grace. There is no need to hurry. There is nowhere else you need to be. This journey is simply about arriving at a place of complete peace. Okay, just a little further. Like the last slow turn before you're fully asleep, now even the field is fading. Not disappearing, just becoming softer, like fabric washed so many times it feels like air. The stars blur into a gentle glow above, no longer points of light, just a silver hush spread across the sky. You're no longer walking anywhere. You're floating. Not up, not down, just held, the way water holds a leaf. The way night holds the world. There are no stories here anymore, only sensations, warmth in your hands, heaviness in your limbs, breath moving like a slow tide. In, out. Somewhere far, far behind, history keeps moving. Days follow nights. New names are born, old names fade. But none of it reaches here. This place is outside of clocks. Outside of expectations. Outside of all the tight circles people once lived inside. Here, everything is wide. If a thought appears, it's small and soft, like a cloud drifting across a pale sky. You don't have to hold it. You don't have to follow it. It passes. Another comes. Just a feeling, maybe the memory of wind or grass or distant music. It passes too. You are not inside the story anymore. You are inside rest. Your body knows this place well. It's the place it returns to every night, the deep quiet underneath thinking. The place where muscles loosen their grip, where the mind stops carrying the day. Nothing needs solving here. Nothing needs deciding. Even the sound of these words is growing distant, like footsteps walking away down a long, soft path. Imagine a gentle dark, like velvet. Not empty, not endless, just calm. You sink into it the way a stone sinks into still water, slowly, smoothly, without effort. Down into warmth, down into quiet. Down into sleep that holds you without asking anything in return. The last edges of the world fade. The last flicker of storylight goes dim. And there's only this steady, peaceful dark where you can finally, completely rest. Sleep well. Alright, we'll let it stretch out, slow and gentle. Like a river that has forgotten where it started and doesn't need to know where it ends. You are deeper now. Not in a place. Not in a time. Just in a soft, floating awareness where everything feels distant and safe. The dark around you isn't empty. It's like warm water at night, still and calm, holding you without effort. You don't have to move. You don't have to think. Even the idea of you feels loose, like a name written in sand that the tide has smoothed away. Breathing happens on its own. In a slow wave rising, out, a slow wave falling. Nothing else to do. Somewhere very far off. So far it doesn't touch you, the world continues its quiet turning. Snow might be falling on a mountain village. Rain might be tapping on a city window. Wind might be moving through tall grass in an open plain. But all of it feels like background music you don't need to listen to. You are in the pause between notes. Imagine now a gentle, endless horizon. No sun, no moon. Just a soft glow, like the sky before dawn when colors haven't decided what they want to be yet. Pale blues, faint silvers, the lightest touch of lavender. The ground beneath you is warm, like sun-warmed stone at the end of a long day, still holding heat even after the light has gone. You lie there, supported, as if the earth itself decided to be kind. Thoughts are slower than ever now. They don't arrive as sentences, they arrive as feelings, a sense of being safe, a sense of being held, a sense that nothing is expected. Each feeling drifts through like mist and dissolves. If a memory tries to surface, something from earlier today or yesterday or years ago, it has no weight here. It's like seeing a leaf float past on water while you stand on the shore. You don't reach for it. You just watch it go. Your body grows heavier, but in the nicest way, like being tucked in under layers of soft blankets on a cold night. Your jaw unclenches, your shoulders loosen, your hands rest open. Even your heartbeat feels quieter, steady, and calm, like a drum heard from far across a valley. Now imagine a soft, steady sound, not loud enough to hear, just enough to feel. Like distant ocean waves moving in and out along a shore you can't see. That rhythm matches your breathing. The wave comes in, out, the wave goes back, over and over. No beginning. No end. Time doesn't exist here. Minutes don't pass. Hours don't pass. There's only this continuous, gentle now. If the world outside shifts from night toward morning, you don't feel the change. The deep part of sleep you redrifting toward is like a quiet cave behind a waterfall, hidden, still, protected from all movement beyond it. Even this voice, these words are getting softer, not fading away suddenly. Just growing lighter, like feathers settling onto water. Soon they won't reach you at all. And that's okay, because sleep doesn't need stories. Sleep doesn't need guidance. Sleep is something you already know how to do, the way a bird knows how to fold its wings, the way the tide knows when to turn. Let yourself sink a little more. Down into warmth. Down into stillness. Down into that deep, quiet place where dreams begin to form like distant lights underwater. Nothing sharp. Nothing loud, only softness. The last shape of the horizon fades into gentle gray. The sense of floating becomes the sense of being held. Breath slows, mind quiets, body rests completely. And now, there is only calm, steady, peaceful sleep, stretching on, undisturbed, carrying you the rest of the way. Still drifting even deeper now. There's almost nothing left to describe, not because the space is empty, but because it's so calm that words don't stick to it anymore. They slide off the way water slides off smooth stone. You're in that deep, quiet layer where sleep feels thick and warm, like being wrapped in darkness that breathes with you. In, out, slow, easy. Somewhere very faint, like a memory you can't quite place. There's a sense of gentle motion, not movement through space, just the feeling of being carried. Like floating on a calm lake at night, the water so still it feels like glass. The sky above and the water below are the same soft dark, and you can't tell where one ends and the other begins. That's where you are now. No edges, no effort. Your thoughts are no longer forming shapes. They're just soft pulses of feeling that rise and fall like distant echoes, warm, safe, still. Each one fades before the next begins. Even your body feels far away now, as if it has melted into the surface beneath you. No tension, no weight in any one place. Just a gentle, even heaviness everywhere, like being held in perfect balance. Your breath is the only rhythm left, in a quiet swell. Out, a quiet release. If there were sounds, they would be soft ones. Wind moving through tall grass, waves sliding onto a shore, the hush of leaves high in the dark. But even those are more imagined than heard. Everything is wrapped in a kind of peaceful hush that feels endless. This is the place beneath dreams, before images form. Before stories begin. Just the deep ocean of rest your mind sinks into each night, and you're already there. Nothing to follow now. Nothing to listen for. Nothing to hold on to. The story has long since dissolved, like mist in morning light, leaving only this warm, quiet dark that asks nothing of you. You don't have to drift anymore. You've arrived. Sleep carries you the rest of the way, gently, steadily, into complete, peaceful rest. Alright, we'll stay in that deep, quiet place, where everything is slow and soft and far away. It feels now like you're resting at the bottom of something vast and peaceful, like the floor of a calm, warm ocean where no storms ever reach. Above, far above, the surface of the world shimmers faintly, but it is so distant it doesn't matter. Down here, everything moves in slow motion. The light is dim and gentle, like a blue twilight that never changes. You don't need to swim, you don't need to float, you are simply held. Your breathing is softer now. So soft it almost feels like the ocean itself is breathing for you. In, a slow expansion, like a tide rising. Out, a slow settling, like water smoothing flat again. Your chest rises and falls without any effort. Your body is heavy, but in a way that feels safe, like being tucked deep under blankets on a cold night, where the outside world can't possibly reach you. Thoughts don't come as words anymore. They're more like distant ripples, a tiny shimmer that appears, spreads, and then disappears before it becomes anything at all. Nothing sticks, Nothing lingers. Everything just drifts past and dissolves into the quiet. If there is any sense of time, it's like the slow turning of stars you cannot see, vast, unhurried, endless. This is the kind of stillness that forests know just before dawn. The kind that lakes know in the middle of the night when not even the insects are moving. The kind of profound silence snow brings when it covers everything in soft, clean white. A silence that isn't empty, but just deeply, completely calm. Your muscles are fully loose now. Your forehead is smooth. Your jaw is relaxed. Your hands are resting open, your fingers still. Even your heartbeat feels distant, steady, and gentle, like a drum heard from very far away, echoing through a valley at night. You're no longer listening to the story. The story is just a soft murmur at the very edge of your sleep, fading the way a voice fades when someone walks down a long hallway and gently closes a door. Soon, even that door will be gone. And there will be nothing but the deep, quiet dark your mind settles into, night after night, where rest happens all on its own. Let yourself sink one last little bit. Down into the warmth, down into the stillness, down into that safe, heavy, peaceful place where sleep fully takes over. No edges, no effort. Just quiet, steady, endless rest. We're barely above dreaming now. Everything is so soft, it's almost not there. Like being wrapped in clouds that don't move, don't change, just gently hold their shape around you. The dark isn't dark anymore, it's a deep, velvety gray, warm and endless. You don't feel like you're lying down. You don't feel like you're floating, you just are, and that is enough. Breathing is a whisper. In, so slow it barely rises. Out, so easy it barely falls. Your body knows exactly what to do. Your mind has stepped back, like a caretaker dimming lights and closing doors for the night. One by one, everything has gone quiet. Muscles, thoughts, awareness of the room around you. All of it resting. If something stirs, it's gentle, like the faintest ripple through still water. A dream forming somewhere far off, not yet shapes or images, just the promise of them. You don't need to follow. Sleep will carry you there when it's ready. This is the deepest calm. The place trees reach in winter. The place oceans reach far below the waves. The place night holds before morning begins to think about arriving. Nothing is missing here. Nothing is needed. Even the sense of listening is fading now. Words don't travel this far. They dissolve before they reach you like snowflakes melting in warm air. All that remains is warmth, weight, stillness, and the steady, quiet rhythm of rest. You are fully held by sleep now. No stories, no sounds, no effort at all. Just deep, peaceful, uninterrupted rest, carrying you gently through the night. You are far below the surface of waking now. Sleep has wrapped around you completely, like warm water in a still pool where nothing stirs. There is no sense of up or down, no sense of before or after, only this deep, steady calm. Your body is fully surrendered to rest. Every muscle has released its hold. Even the smallest ones, around your eyes, your fingers, your jaw, are loose and quiet. Nothing is bracing, nothing is holding. Everything is at ease. Breathing is like a distant tide. In a soft expansion you barely notice. Out, a gentle settling, like sand smoothing after a wave. The rhythm is perfect on its own. You don't guide it. You don't adjust it. It simply carries you, breath after breath, deeper into stillness. You are in the part of night where the world itself seems to pause. Forests stand motionless. Lakes lie flat as glass. Even the wind has grown tired and rests between the trees. That same quiet fills you. A quiet that is not empty, but full of warmth, safety, and the deep restoration only true sleep brings. Thoughts cannot reach here. If one tries, it dissolves before forming, like mist touched by sunlight. There is no room for worries, no space for plans, no energy for memory, only a soft, endless now. Your heartbeat is slow and steady, like a drum wrapped in cloth, heard from very far away. It doesn't call attention. It simply keeps gentle time, a reminder that you are safe, alive, and resting exactly as you should. Imagine being wrapped in layers of calm. One layer of quiet, another layer of warmth, another layer of stillness. Each one settling over you like soft blankets, tucking you deeper into comfort, deeper into that place where nothing can disturb you. Even dreams are quiet now. If they come, They come like shadows moving across water, smooth, slow, and gentle. No sharp edges, no loud moments. Just drifting shapes that rise and fall without pulling you away from rest. The night holds you completely. You are not waiting for morning. You are not aware of time passing. You are simply here, in the deepest, most peaceful part of sleep, where the body restores and the mind clears like a sky after rain. Everything is working quietly for you now. Your breath, your heart, your resting mind. All in harmony, all moving in slow, steady rhythms older than language, older than thought, and so you remain here. Heavy, warm, still, held by the soft dark of night, carried gently forward without effort, without interruption, without the need to do anything at all. Just deep, quiet, uninterrupted sleep. Stretching on, calm and endless. Alright, we stay in that deep place, where everything is slow, warm, and far away. Nothing changes here. That's what makes it so peaceful. No sudden sounds, no shifting light. No thoughts tapping at the surface. Just the steady, gentle hum of rest, like the quiet vibration of the earth itself, too soft to hear, only felt as calm. Your body is completely supported, as if you're resting on something that knows exactly how to hold you. No pressure anywhere, no need to turn, no need to adjust. Every part of you has settled into its most comfortable shape, like sand smoothing under still water. Breath continues, slow and soft. In, like a feather lifting, out, like a feather settling. So light, so easy. The kind of breathing that happens when the body trusts the night completely. You are deeper than dreams now. Dreams may drift somewhere above, like clouds passing over a distant sky, but they do not reach you. You are in the quiet beneath them, the deep, restoring dark where everything grows still. It feels like being wrapped in velvet night, thick and gentle, absorbing every edge, every sound, every thought until nothing remains but warmth. Your heartbeat is steady and calm, like footsteps walking away down a long path until they fade into silence. Not something you need to notice. Just a quiet reassurance that everything is working exactly as it should. Time has no meaning here. The night could be long or short, it doesn't matter. You are resting outside of clocks, outside of schedules, outside of all the small measures that shape the day. Here, there is only the slow rhythm of recovery. Imagine a soft darkness like deep water, but warm. You are not sinking, not floating, just suspended, perfectly balanced, cradled on all sides. Nothing pulls you up. Nothing pulls you down. You are simply held. Even awareness is fading now, like the last glow of embers settling into ash, not gone, just quiet, steady, and warm. The story has dissolved completely. The world is distant. There is only this gentle, endless rest, carrying you smoothly through the night, deeper into calm, deeper into stillness, deeper into safe, uninterrupted sleep. Still resting, still deep, where everything is soft and nothing interrupts. The quiet here is complete. Not the kind that feels empty, but the kind that feels full, full of warmth, full of safety, full of steady, gentle rest. Like being wrapped in layers of night that know exactly how to hold you. You are not drifting anymore. You are settled. Like sand at the bottom of still water. Like roots deep in calm earth. Nothing moves you from this place. Your breath is slow and even, a rhythm so natural it feels like it belongs to the night itself. In a soft tide rising, out, a soft tide falling. The motion is so smooth it almost disappears, blending into the stillness around it. Your body is fully supported, every part at ease, your face relaxed, your shoulders wide and heavy, your arms and legs resting without effort. There is no signal to wake, no tension waiting. Only deep, nourishing stillness spreading evenly through you. You are in the quiet layer where the mind does its quiet work, clearing, settling, restoring, without needing your awareness at all. Thoughts cannot reach here. If one appears, it dissolves before forming, like a drop of water disappearing into a lake. Imagine a vast, gentle dark stretching in every direction, but warm, like the inside of a shelter built just for rest. No edges, no openings, just a calm space where nothing sharp or sudden can exist. That is where you are, held, safe, completely at peace. Your heartbeat continues its low, steady pulse, like a sound heard through thick walls, present, reassuring, never demanding attention. It marks no time, it simply continues. The night moves quietly above, but you remain in the deep place beneath it. Untouched by shifting hours, untouched by dreams, untouched by the world beyond this calm. Everything is smooth. Everything is slow. Everything is exactly as it should be. There is nowhere else to go now, no further to sink. You are in the center of rest, the place your body and mind reach for every night, the place where everything loosens and heals and grows quiet. And here you remain, wrapped in soft darkness, carried by steady breath, resting in complete, uninterrupted sleep as the night stretches on, calm and endless around you. We're still there, in that deep, steady quiet where nothing rises and nothing falls. The night around you is smooth and endless, like silk laid out without a single crease. No sounds travel this far, no light reaches in sharp lines. Everything is blended into one soft, velvety calm. You don't feel separate from it. You are resting inside it the way a stone rests at the bottom of a warm stream. Not moving, not trying, simply held in place by the gentle presence of everything around it. Your breath continues its quiet rhythm. In, so soft it barely stirs. Out, like a sigh that never fully forms. Each cycle keeps you anchored in this deep layer of rest, where the body knows exactly what to do and the mind has stepped completely aside. Nothing is forming here. No dreams yet. No thoughts returning. Just a deep, nourishing stillness that wraps around every part of you, easing, restoring, smoothing. Like cool water over warm skin, like shade after long sunlight. Like the hush after a snowfall. Your heartbeat remains steady and low, a quiet pulse beneath everything, as constant as the turning of the earth, as calm as the dark sky above a sleeping world. It doesn't call attention, it simply keeps you here. Time passes in a way that cannot be measured. Moments do not stack. They stretch, wide, soft, endless. You are not moving through the night. The night is gently holding you in place. Even awareness has become a faint glow, like the last ember in a fire that has settled into warmth. No flames, no sparks, just quiet heat, steady and comforting. There is nothing you need to notice, nothing you need to do, nothing you need to be. And so you remain in this deep, quiet rest, wrapped in calm, carried by slow breathing, surrounded by the soft dark that asks nothing and gives everything. The night continues, long and gentle, and you sleep on, undisturbed, fully held in peaceful stillness. We're still in that deep, quiet layer, the one where nothing changes, and that's exactly what makes it safe. The darkness around you is gentle now, like warm fabric draped all around, touching nothing, pressing nowhere. It simply surrounds, soft and steady. You don't feel your position anymore. No sense of the room, no sense of distance. Only the quiet comfort of being fully at rest. Breath continues on its own. In slow, smooth, effortless, soft, quiet, complete. Like waves in a place with no wind, no storm, no tide to pull them faster. Just a natural, endless rhythm. Your body is deeply relaxed, the kind of relaxation that happens only in true sleep. No muscles holding. No part bracing. Every part of you has settled into the calm like leaves settling on still water. You are beneath dreams now, in the layer where the mind clears itself without pictures or stories. No images, no sounds. Just the steady warmth of rest spreading through you, cell by cell, like gentle light beneath closed eyelids. Time does not pass here. It opens wide, like a field with no fence, no boundary. You rest in the middle of it, unmoving, untouched by hours. The night flows around you like a slow, silent river, but you remain still at its center. Your heartbeat is calm and quiet, steady as ever, like a distant drum softened by thick air. It does not ask for attention. It simply continues, carrying you safely through the dark. Everything remains the same, soft, warm, still, no change to notice, no shift to follow. Only the deep, restoring quiet that holds you completely, the kind of sleep that mends and soothes without effort. And so you stay here, wrapped in gentle darkness, carried by slow breath, resting in peaceful, uninterrupted sleep as the night stretches on, wide and calm and endlessly kind. Still here, still deep, where the quiet is so complete it feels like the natural state of everything. Nothing new arrives, and that sameness is comfort. The dark remains soft and warm, like a blanket that has been resting over you for hours, shaped perfectly to your stillness. You are not floating anymore. You are settled, like a stone at the bottom of a calm lake where the water above moves gently, but never disturbs what rests below. Breathing continues, slow and smooth. In, a quiet rise. Out, a quiet fall. So even it feels like one continuous motion, like a circle with no edges. Your body is fully surrendered to rest. No tension waiting in the background. No small muscles holding on. Even the tiny spaces between your eyes, in your hands, along your back are soft and loose, as if the night itself has gently pressed the rest button on every part of you. Thoughts cannot reach this depth. If one tries, it fades instantly, like a sound swallowed by thick snow. There is no need for thinking here. Your mind is doing its quiet work without you, smoothing, sorting, restoring. Time is wide and still. The night stretches without measure, and you rest inside it, not moving through it, not aware of it passing. Just existing in the center of calm. Your heartbeat remains steady and low, like a soft drum far in the distance, marking nothing but life continuing quietly. It is a reassurance beneath everything, gentle and constant. The world above, rooms, walls, light, sound, is very far away now. It feels like something remembered from long ago, not something around you. Here, there is only soft darkness, steady breath, and deep, uninterrupted rest, and so you remain wrapped in quiet, held in warmth, carried by the slow rhythm of sleep that restores without effort and asks nothing in return. The night continues, smooth and endless, and you sleep on, peaceful and undisturbed.